Sadia again, coming to you from the home studio, ready to start with meditation class number 2. So, let's get started. Today we're going to read about overcoming resistance of the mind for meditation. We will then pause to think of a question or conflict that's within us. And then we'll begin to meditate in the same way that we learned in the previous session. You'll also hear the ringing of the bell when we get closer to the end. So that's meant to bring you back to your awareness. So first and foremost, come into your spot that you've dedicated for meditation and get into a comfortable seated position that's well supported. I wanted to read something to you that I found in a book called Meditation by Linda Williamson. And I found it really helpful in my own practice. But this was a chapter about overcoming mental resistance. So I'll just begin to read this to you. Bodily sensations become magnified. Your nose itches or you want to fidget. Outside noises seem unnaturally loud and startling. You might start drifting off to sleep or else become bored and think you are wasting your time. Often, it is the hands that want to fidget first, craving something to do. Don't be discouraged by any of this. Everyone experiences these difficulties in the early days of meditation. The rational mind, which is used to being firmly in control of your thought processes, rebels when you set it aside and turn your attention inward. It behaves like a child that feels neglected and clamors for attention and entertainment. So, you can overcome the problem by treating it like a child. Be gentle but firm. Refuse to give in to its demands. Acknowledge the thoughts and sensations that inevitably arise, but do not allow yourself to be drawn into them. Simply view them as if from a distance, then refocus your attention. It may be necessary to practice this technique time and time again, and there may well be occasions when you feel it is a hopeless task, but persevere. It will become easier with practice. So, with that being said, at this time, I want you to think about something that's been weighing on your mind, maybe a question, a decision that you have to make, something that's been bugging you, and you can go ahead and pause the video if you need some time to think. Sometimes it's helpful if you write it down, because this question or this issue that's been going on needs to be very precise. You need to know exactly what it is, because if you don't, then you're probably not going to come up with a clear answer either. So go ahead and take the time that you need to do that. So now that you have this idea in place, take a moment to just recognize what it is, read it if you've written it down, think about it very clearly in your head, what it is that's your question or the decision that you have to make or something like that. Acknowledge it, and then let it flow away from your mind. Now we're going to come back into our comfortable seated position. Close the eyes or bring the gaze down to the floor. And we're going to begin with our breathing and counting the breaths. So deep in the inhales. Extend the exhalations. And begin counting inhalation, 1, 2, 3. exhalation, 1, 2, 3. And now see if you can even lengthen those inhalations and exhalations to a count of 4 or 5. Now I'm going to allow for a period of silence as you meditate. You can still count with the breath if that is helpful for you, or you can now leave the counting behind as you continue to focus on the breath, inhaling and exhaling. noticing the scents, noticing what you see, what you hear, what you taste, and what you feel. I invite you to start practicing this on your own. This meditation of sitting in a dedicated space, following your breath, counting the breath at first, and then eventually allowing the count to fall away as you only focus on the breath. You may find that in time, decisions are easier for you to make. You have a clear idea of what you want or what you need. You may find that you're more easily focused, that you feel lighter, and that you feel more ready to meet anything that comes your way head on. Also, start thinking about other things that you might want to play with during meditation. It can be really helpful to have some kind of music in the background, nature sounds or chimes, something like that. You could also set a timer with your cell phone, or cell phones are really helpful with meditation now, because you can set a timer with like chimes, so you're gently awakened, like with the singing bowl here. You can play with scents, maybe, fresh flowers like we talked about before, or incense or a candle, something that smells inviting to you and that allows you to drift away and focus either on the scent or focus on the breath. Just begin to start thinking about those kinds of things. So I hope that this practice helps you throughout every aspect of your days, and I hope to see you again for the third video for meditation. And in the third video, I'm going to introduce a new kind of meditation. It will be guided meditation. So you'll be there, and I'll be reading you through something guided to help you get into that state. Okay? Have a wonderful day. Namaste.